Sorry, what? You just say something. Something. Can you hear me?
No, I had to call them. It's very specific.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
So driving around, it's like trying to find. When GPS took me way beyond it towards the faucet. And my backtracks, you got on, front track.
That's the boundary, just so silent.
One thing we made, Chair, putting the notifications.
Today?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
your
I-
site visit.
I ran into contract.
Yeah.
As you mentioned.
That's the South Lawn Road that we went to, which is your west.
The one with the crosswalk.
I know.
That's what I'll have to fumble around that.
This one we just did.
Yep. That was a little bit of crosswalk.
Mhm.
You sign in on that, please.
Okay.
Oh, can everybody please sign in? Before you leave. Here's Pat's. I don't know. Okay.
More slides.
Done.
None of them are complete. Yeah. Maybe one. of them's-
Trying to.
Yeah, late November. Yes.
Possible.
late.
Yeah.
That? Be the first thing. Yes. All three of those.
New foundation. The second one, we might. Second one, we might be able to be. To you guys.
That's.
Two of them are just graduating foundations. Yes.
Yeah.
This is just changing locations for shares.
Where do you want to split that from? This one?
That's fine, that's perfect.
What's that? Yeah. We're up.
My head was set on.
It's not a big deal, I just think it's to see those better.
Does anybody need the lights on this side of the room so they can see that better? No, everybody's good. Just have a couple more minutes and then we'll start. Right, we're gonna open up the first public hearing for 56 Country Club Road, and we have Rick Dutton here. First up, I would like to just go over some rules. Can we speak one at a time and raise your hand to be called on before you speak, please? Thank you. Right.
Yeah, thank you. File in here. For the recorder, Rick Dutton with Mainland Development Consultants, representing the project, and I get some introductions. So we have a whole team here. So we got Tony Delois, principal of Uncommon Hospitality, and Jocelyn Dixon, principal of Jocelyn O. Dixon Architecture. So we'll all have kind of a little bit to tell you, and we'll start off with Tony will tell a little bit about give a project description, and then I'll jump into a little bit of a tour of the site via the plan that's on the easel there. And we'll take questions and or go wherever the public and the board would like us to go from there.
Perfect.
All right, I'm Tony DeVois, and on behalf of my partners at Uncommon Hospitality, we are just really excited to present to you the refurbishing of the Country Club Inn at 56 Country Club Road. We plan on over the next year and a half, hopefully. Converting one of the outbuildings over here to an outside Nordic spa and turning the whole entire inn from a 20-room inn to a 24-room inn. We'll have a series of outdoor pools that have that been staying consistent with Nordic spas, going from hot pools to cold pools to temperate pools, and really taking advantage of the natural beauty and quiet of the area. So that's basically.
Alrighty, make sure I'm not in anyone's way here, but check in. First thing I want to do is kind of orient you to the plan. We got north is straight up the plan. Let's see, we've got Country Club Road here, Alpine Way, and this is at the Window Springs Golf Course. And I presume that if you're here, you're probably familiar with the Country Club and its property to a certain extent. The main part of the inn is right here. That's what's the big office. We've also got the golf course for orientation. The golf course is sort of up here at the top of the page, and the existing subdivision is down to the bottom of the page. The lot is 4.99 acres. It's currently zoned residential, and it's map 7 lots 73, A, B, and a few others through 74. For permit applicability, it would be important just kind of touch on how we lay it here in front of the board, so that the inn is an existing commercial use. In addition to purchasing the inn and revamping aspects of the dining area, bar, rooms, and some of the internals to the structures, the applicant's planning to open the Nordic spa as Tony noted. And so that's an additional commercial use in what is a residential zone. But it's in character with obviously the existing in use, and it's synergistic to the existing in use. But that requires planning board review under the conditional use permit. That's a little bit of background why we're here talking to these folks tonight. So going through some of the new site elements that you'll see on this plan. Justin can speak to some of the architectural details, but the new spa building and kind of the appurtenances are all in this area. And she got some beautiful renders down below that really tell the story. We'll probably use these during questions and points things out. But in general, we're looking at around 7,000 square feet in new roof coverage. We've proposed another 20 new parking spaces for the spa. ADA access off of the spaces. And then new walks kind of traversing the site. So you can see in this darker gray color, these are new concrete walks that are, or some kind of hardscape walk that's being proposed. And so that's to create connectivity between the upper parking, the spa, the main inn building, and the existing hotel building. So it kind of connect the site all together. So that's a new site element that's being proposed. And then up to the top of the page here, we have some more formal. The parking is there now for the inn. It's becoming a bit more formalized, a little more structured, as well as proposing a potential parking expansion to the top of the site. Lastly, as far as site goes, there are a bunch of septics that aren't shown on this plan because this is really more of a colorful render, but there are several septic systems, a new one for the spa, and then replacement systems for some of the existing infrastructure. For those, the existing septic systems are on the blue side and ready for replacement. So that's the new site elements. That's kind of what we're presenting to the board tonight and to the public. And everything else are internal improvements to some of the programmatic for the inn, which I don't want to downplay, 'cause those are gonna be awesome for operation for the town, I think. But as far as the conditional use permit is concerned, I think site plan is all the elements that are at play. So I've talked long enough. Jesse, I don't know if you have anything that you want to add to that?
I think I'm just gonna answer questions. I know we're gonna get some more details of the architecture. And building permit, but I'm here to answer questions.
How close to the lower property line are these new places gonna be, and are they enclosed or are they open area?
Yeah, you want to, so, yeah, kind of the limit of disturbance is about 30 feet or so from the lower property line. And then the new structures are shown, you can see it, but they're shown at this orangey brown color. And then there are pool areas that are associated with the Nordic spa.
That are
So-
exterior or interior?
Yep.
So there are exterior pools in this zone. But one thing I would say is that the intent for the spa experience is that it's going to be spa-like and quiet. So that's the type of experience that we're trying to create. But yeah, so Rick, did you say this is about 30 feet from the property line? Is that what
Yeah,
you
there's-
said? Or the
yeah.
area of disturbance? So as you can see, the buildings in these outdoor zones are set back what looks like another 20 feet or so. So I don't have an exact measurement from here to here, here to here, but you say like 40 to 50 feet.
Yeah. The intent was to leave a pretty decent depth buffer here between the spa that's going in and the properties below. And you can also see that darker green areas are we're a little ahead of ourselves, but those are stormwater treatment buffer areas, which are also, they're wooded, so they're served to visually buffer the subdivision below from the.
So there's gonna be like 30 or 40 feet worth of tree buffer between the property line and the spas and whatnot?
Exactly.
Correct, and any sort of disturbance that's created in that zone south of the buildings for construction, we're hoping to do as much planting as possible there. This is the view from the south, so the intent would be to look out on a wooded area.
And you're not necessarily looking for a view of the lake, so to speak, so you're not gonna clear out them trees and stuff such that are there now?
Nope, the experience is meant to be in the woods and some of the view corridors that are already existing to the lake, we would take advantage of, but the intent is not to clear it out.
Our property.
Hold on,
right there.
Whenever we have somebody new ask a question, please state your
Oops,
name.
sorry.
No, you're fine, just so we can write it down.
Yeah.
You got your guys, but if your last name is difficult to spell.
Yeah.
My name is William Ruprecht.
We got you guys.
Okay, I'm Susan.
Well, you know me, so.
Well, we have what, whole country club, lot 28.
Excellent.
Is there anybody else who has any other questions? All right, does the board have any questions? No? That means thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll
Thank you.
close that public hearing. And we immediately open up the next public hearing for 2640 Main Street.
My presentation definitely is that one.
Hold on, guys, you guys want to speak, you have to go outside. Just, it's hard to hear. Thank you.
Sorry.
I'll just be quick to recap. My name is Brad Scoble. The intent today is to come before the board as well as the public, just to answer questions, get any comment Opening Ranger Water Sports downtown at 2640 Main Street. It's essentially a water sport instruction business only. There's no boat rentals or anything like that. So it's a spot for you to bring your families to town, local, or if you're visiting, where we'll teach you how to water ski, wakeboard, wake surf, pretty much any sport that's done behind a boat. Right now, we're using the location of 2640 Main Street, which is shared with the Canadian Seaplanes right downtown. We meet them there, pick them up, on our boat. Law states you gotta be 150 feet offshore, so we take them out to the middle of the lake. That's where we perform all the water sports and bring them back when they're done. So pretty basic and simple. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions. I'm here to answer them.
Does anybody have any questions? Board? Nope. All right, you're all set. So we close that public hearing and so we go into the regularly scheduled meeting and at 6:11, I want everybody to stand for the pledge of allegiance. The pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we have a quorum. Are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Yes. To remove 3456 Main Street as we did at the site visit.
All right. Make a motion to remove 3456 Main Street from the agenda.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Is there any public here to speak on a non-agenda item? No. Review minutes from August 25th.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from August 25th.
Have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so do you have any correspondence? No. All right, I received an email today from Brian. He has resigned his position on the planning board. So if anybody knows of any Rangeley residents who are possibly interested in being on the planning board, Mr. Burgess. Please let them know to come in and see us. So, I hate to see him go. Moving on, new business, shoreline zoning application for 208 Rumford Road. It's here. Oh. You want to do just a quick overview of what you guys are doing?
Sure. My name is Costas Balaminos. I'm one of those hard names. So you want me to spell it?
I've got it.
My wife Judith. And in 2018, we bought the camp at 208. It has, right now it has a plywood skirt around it and like put a frost wall. I mean, I call it a crawl space, but so it'd be jacked up, foundation dug out by the M&H, the contractor was Michael Wheeler, and then drop back down onto the frost wall. Same location, no change of size, of footprint, and no living space down below.
Perfect.
That's it.
Board have any questions? Not, we need a motion to accept the application as complete. Was that a motion?
Yes.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? We will need to schedule a site visit for this. The next meeting.
Would be the 22nd.
So we want to do a site visit at 5 o'clock on the 22nd? Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
So I make a motion to do a site visit at 208 Rumford Road at 5 PM on September 22nd. Any discussion? All those in favor? Alright, moving on to 21 William Road. Quick overview.
My name is Mark Hutchins, and I recently bought the property. It has one of the original Mingo Springs cabins next door with a porch on it. And a very reasonable access down towards the water. The main camp has a very steep, I'm sure it's not the code today, but, and I think I put dimensions in there, very steep one that I'm nervous, my dog won't go down it. And my wife won't go down. So what I'm trying to do is to bridge the 2 porches, and then in that area, make one go down to a little landing area and then down. I would not be any closer to the lake than I am now. So I'd eliminate the 2 and just make one.
Let's see, yeah. Does the board have any questions?
They're separate buildings,
Yes.
so you just wanna, you're gonna connect them in the. from
Connect the
there?
decks. Connect the decks.
This would be. Would be.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's existing, that's existing.
You're removing the other 2 stairways?
Right.
So that would be.
Actually, be better.
There's no other questions. I need a motion to accept the application.
Accept the application is complete.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Alright, and then we'll schedule a site visit for this one as well. So let me ask you guys, because we have another one. Do you think we can do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the locations right now.
Back to back.
Yeah, it
So-
doesn't sound like anything.
Alright, so you got,
so we're starting at 208 Rumford Road.
That's the farthest.
Yeah.
Then Chestnut Lane is up on the backside of Plymouth Pond. And then this one is down on the Rangeley end of Mingo Road.
Okay, so we will
we do this at 6:45.
5:45. Yep.
Right.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion, make motion, have a second at 5:45.
5:45. I second it.
Did you second the first motion? To accept.
Yes.
Yes.
Any discussion? All those in favor? So 5:45.
All right,
I mean, it might be a little bit early, it might be a few minutes later.
I'll be there for the night.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right, moving on to 64 Chestnut Lane, Mr. Burgess.
Dave Burgess, I'm a contractor, and we're gonna jack this camp out. It's been seasonal, with the frost wall under it. Where it sits, no expansions. There's a brand new septic there now.
Anybody have any questions on the board? Need a motion to accept the application? Any discussion? All those in favor? I'll quickly follow that. I'll make a motion to schedule a site visit immediately following the site visit at 208 Rumford Road. 5:25.
Okay, 5:25. Okay, got it. We'll get there when we get there.
Yep. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? So somewhere around 5. Perfect, thank you. All right, moving on to continuing business for 56 Country Club Road. This is a conditional use amendment. Before we move forward, does the planning board have any questions that they did think of during the public hearing?
Are we allowed to allow new structures on the?
So it
I
was
don't
originally,
Well, because we have the original hotel building, but
Yeah.
then below we're putting in two more new buildings. Is that, are we allowed to approve that? That should be looked into. They have to be a zoning.
Residential zoning, commercial facilities except facilities requiring shoreline location. So no. But then if you look at motels and hotels, it's conditional use. So it's an amendment to the
There's-
motel and hotel.
There's lot sizes to them with hotels and motels, if we remember correctly from one, wasn't it? Isn't there?
yes, but there's no building permit or anything. This is just approving the actual amendment for them to do it, and then they would go through the permitting process.
Well, so I think the buildings are allowed.
I didn't hear you, I apologize.
If you're going to approve a conditional use permit, you have to think of the buildings themselves are allowed.
What I'm getting at here, is maybe we gotta put it off for the 22nd, do a little bit of research on it. We have to go through it.
So if it, I don't know if it helps or if it's my place to speak. So that, what I think we didn't do a very good job of public hearing, that there's an existing motel building where the spa is proposed. So there's, was it? There is definitely
5 rooms,
5.
yeah.
And so that building's coming down. The spa building would replace that, there'd be rooms on top, spa in the, what would be the basement floor, the bottom floor. So the top floor would be at grade at like the golf course and street grade. The other one would be at the next grade down. So we're proposing kind of a revamp of that building. And then the conditional use piece is, you know, it's a, you know, the motel is existing, but the Nordic Spa piece of it belongs with the in use. You know, that it's consistent with the in use, but the building itself is tear down and redo.
How far from the back lot line, where did you say you were?
We can get exact measurements for you if we're close, but it's the building should be roughly 50 feet from the back parking lot.
According to the ordinance, it should be 60.
Double check.
Yeah, and the minimum lot size, it says 3 acres, and they're at 4.99, did you say?
Yeah, 4 that's
So
right.
it's just
I just
that,
remember going into stuff with the ones that are.
Yeah.
before, but
Yeah.
turned into a mess.
so they just need to.
And that's, the 60 feet, that's not a setback, that's something else, right?
What's the setback?
No, it says no part of any building on the motel shall be closer than 60 feet to the front lot line, rear lot line, and either side line. Okay. What does the board want to do?
Well, they're gonna have to redesign their plan, move something. bring it back to us, okay?
Just gonna look to see what was that.
Yeah, we'll have to confirm what the exact measurement is.
Yeah, we can submit a plan that has a dimension on it showing what the actual setbacks are.
I think if we get that plan, Rebecca, we can just probably.
So that's all you need is the clarity on the 60 feet.
I think we should look into the idea of the spa being commercial use as well. in the Residential zone, because it's a separate type of use than the motel.
That's gonna open up another can of worms.
But the motel is part of that structure, correct?
There's two different structures though.
But I'm
No,
talking about the,
It's really one structure. One unit structure.
so the,
Connected by,
Why is the spa gonna be separate from the hotel as a conditional use?
it's not,
it's not.
it's below, the spa's below, the rooms are up top.
That's where the existing building is that they're replacing, but then there's the one additional new building that is only spa.
Well, it really is one building, all one continuous interior space. There's two parts of the building that are connected by that like bridge, but they're not actually separate buildings. It's one continuous interior space.
Okay.
So that
Yeah, there's
bottom
that
part kind of
bridge.
shows the connection between the two.
So it's really just the shape of the building, a single building that you're talking about.
Right, so if you guys can bring back more detail in regards to all of that, that would be fantastic.
In regards
To placement on the lot, what the setbacks are, where it's placed, and we will look at the other things. So. Okay, so sound good?
Yeah.
And you guys don't even, if you guys can give it to her, we can look it over, you might not even actually
Just send
need to
it,
come back.
send it to Bailey.
Yes,
Okay. And I
We
have,
still do Zoom, Rebecca?
I'm sorry,
We still do Zoom?
we do not do Zoom.
So we might actually be able to, in a situation like this, where they're representatives of an actual project, not just a member of the public that's speaking for a public hearing. Because it's their project, I talked to Joe about this the other day. They might be able to still zoom in because they're presenting something. We'd have to double check with them.
I'm okay not zooming. If we need you guys, we can do a conference call or,
I think if we're needed, we'll be
Exactly.
here. Yeah.
all right,
and if you want it, I don't have a drawing showing the dimension from the lot line, but I do have a bunch of other.
is those, can we keep those for those?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can get these. It's just some additional information and it'll clarify the layout and show that it is one building.
we need a motion to table this to the next meeting.
Table this to the 22nd.
Have a second?
Second.
Sorry to interrupt. Here's a little more. This is some landscape information in addition to that. Oops, sorry.
All those in favor?
That's one of those deals where it looks like it would be two separate buildings, but it is all attached and it's open, separated.
Okay, we're moving on to 2640 Main Street. Does the board have any questions in regards to this? Ready to move on? All right, make a motion that the applicant has standing as leasing to present this conditional use amendment. Any discussion? All those in favor? I make a motion that the planning board has authority to consider this application by use in the downtown commercial district as determined by the code enforcement officer on June 17th, 2021.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? So as far as the next section, it asks if there's going to be any adverse impacts on the surrounding properties, and there won't be. So I make a motion that there won't be any adverse impacts on surrounding properties.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? And again, this is kind of. So the next one, we don't need to worry about parking. Sewage, water, we don't need to worry about any of that. The fire department. So I make a motion that this number 4 is not applicable.
I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Have you spoken to the fire chief?
I did not know.
Is that an area of concern?
So this is, I mean, we can, but my thought on it is the structure there that's there itself has already been approved. This is just an amendment in regards to use.
It has nothing to do with structure, it has to do with possible injury on the water itself.
You can always go to, if you're out on the water, you can go to any place to meet with the fire department. Technically.
That'd be my only concern, is that they're capable of,
Right.
if something, God forbid, happens.
Do you want to? make
I just am throwing it out
Do you
there.
want to make a condition on that they receive a letter from the fire chief?
Could you do so?
Yeah.
Just to eliminate any concerns of anybody else that, and it would be better for you in the long run too, if,
Yeah, that's fine.
just if they're aware that, you know.
So what do you want his letter to contain, I guess, just to.
He'll know exactly what you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'll know
no, that's all, I just think
Yeah.
that would be a good, just to cover
Yeah.
anybody involved, and I mean, it's a fail safe for you on the backside if.
Yeah.
Not that something's going to happen, but
It's in place just in case. So he's aware of it, yeah, of course.
that would be my only concern.
Even maybe making an agreement with them that you meet at the town dock or something, so it's easier for them to get in and out of there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Between you and him. He'll know.
Yeah,
Do you want to change your motion there?
I do want to change my motion. So I'm going to go through each one of these. I make a motion that the conditional use amendment does not overburden A through E in sections 38.6.3. And we request a letter from the fire chief in regards to letter F. Section 38.6.3. So Wes, second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
That's already, with the that would be if it was a new structure.
Right.
So 4, 5, I make a motion that it is not applicable.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion to grant the conditional use amendment with the noted conditions. Any discussion? All those in favor? Guys, just hold on 1 second, we'll sign it.
I'll have to get you the actual
Yes.
conditional use permit, but it'll probably be some by the end of this week, for sure. As soon as I see that letter, I'll have it ready for you, for the fire department.
Alright, so we have taken 3456 off the agenda. The next meeting is September 22nd. With the site visit starting at 5. So I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:38.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? He'll know exactly. You go up and say that you just need a letter, he'll know exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Painless.
Yeah,
Painless.
he does it with.
That patient so far. Yes.
Season's over now, we're good. We got 8 months, we're good.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.